Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I thought I'd take this into the tone of a chill cast, a more chill-ish kind of cast. But let me go ahead and introduce both players. One of them is GM, the other one is only a Masters League player, but I'm sure there's strong performance by our Masters League player in this replay. Of course, representing the Fnatc team, spawning as the spawning in the lower left-hand position as our Zerg in the red trunks. I give you none other than Fnatic's very own Miniraser. And in the upper right hand corner, our Protoss in the blue trunks. He is going to be representing sgeht. He's already had strong performance against Grubby. It's Delking. Now it looks like Delking is going for a Forge Fast Expand opening. Not a bad idea on this map actually. It's easier to make a full wall off with the Forge here because of the relatively small gap. But unfortunately, if you will, I'm trying to look for the words to articulate this. The third is actually rather wide open. If this is opted to be a third, that is, and this third is actually quite susceptible to Ling run-bys by any Zerg player. But let's go ahead and just wait and see what Miniraser's aim is to do right now. He goes ahead and throws down the pool, and that is going to be up in time to allow him to take a more defensive opener, if you will. And Delking actually saving up money to go straight ahead and throw down his Nexus. I can appreciate this because actually, as I stated before, it actually doesn't take that much trouble to make a full wall off, or a semi-full wall off for that matter, at the natural. We could see some offensive Lings, but hold on, yeah, it looks like that could be just what we're looking at here. The extractor is almost finished for Miniraser, and it looks like he is going to get some speedlings out, or at least try to get gas started. Yes, just getting gas started as he takes the natural hatchery. And he's going to take a bit of a, I wouldn't say an aggressive, fully all-out opener. He says, WTF XD, I thought you were Zerg. Okay, so that explains his opener. But he still hasn't stopped taking gas, so I actually can appreciate this move. The speedlings will allow him to have map control, and if he micros them correctly, he can kill a zealot with relative ease. Gateway going down here to kind of make a more full SimCity. Not really a full SimCity, but in case any speedlings opt to try and get in to the natural, I don't think that's going to happen, but we do have a cannon back here to kind of hold off, and we have gas going down at the main just now, double gas actually, for Delking. Kind of slightly oversaturated, but he can pull some probes now and put them on the natural. Looks like he's a little behind on doing that. If not, he's actually going to probably prioritize taking gas. He can actually put 6 probes on the gas now without any harm to his economy at the main. He should really re-rally his Nexus to the main to the mineral line of the naturals. Just as I said that, he does so. Yes, there it is. Ling's just kind of moving out, making sure there's nothing too terribly silly happening. And this is the most, this is the one part that I can appreciate the most from Miniraser. He's basically realized that he made a slight mistake in committing to a speedling opener. He thought his opponent was Zerg, but he's actually using his Lings to scout as best he can. He hasn't seen if there's a third or not, but I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. Of course, the cannon's going to come in here and get a shot off on the Lings. Actually, 3 shots off. Kills 1 Ling in the process, and the Lings are going to come up here and just, well, I guess they're just going to chill right here for now. There is a rather complete wall off now with the probe sitting there. Excuse me, once the Zealot comes out, we should see the Zealot switch spots with the probe. Double gas going down now at the natural, and if we look at the time for this is actually indicative of some Stargate play or some Twilight Council play. But hold on just a second, it looks like Miniraser's not going to have any of that. He's actually opting to go kind of all in here. He knows his opponent doesn't quite have what it takes to get in just yet, but he's focusing down both of the pylons. It looks like this one will fall, but there is a full wall off, and it looks like we have Miniraser kind of overcommitting to this. He's producing more and more Lings behind this. Does he have a Baneling nest? Let's find out. He does not. Okay, so it looks like the Forge is in trouble right now, and the pylons both fall, leaving the Forge unpowered, as well as the cannon coming back online, and it looks like we don't have enough energy just yet for a Time Warp. Zealot is in place now, and the question is, are we going to see a Photon Overcharge, or are we going to see a Time Warp go down? Well, it looks like we don't have any energy being spent on Time Warp. There is one pylon, or one cannon did just fall. There's now a full pylon wall off, but there's no offensive power here whatsoever because it seems that Delking actually cannot make any cannons presently. Force field does go down, and it looks like we still have Miniraser committing to this. Even to now, he's making more and more lings. You can see that in the production tab. They just keep on rallying back and forth, and now here we go. It seems like we have Delking in a bit of trouble. Forge coming in again, in back. Force field's going down. Lings, or probes being pulled off the line to deal with the lings. It looks like whatever tech plans Delking had before, they've been basically thoroughly denied until now. And some unit did just come out of the gateway. It looks like it was a sentry, and now Photon Overcharge has been activated. It seems like we have damage being done in any which way it could possibly be done. And of course, lings are now getting into the natural and now the main, and I just don't see Delking holding off against this. You know, he tried to make such a brave stand against his opponent, but it's just not going to work out. And I just realized a new, somewhat effective strategy for this map versus Protoss. Behind this, we see that Miniraser is droning up, so it's not quite an overcommitment. He's going to kill the Cybernetics core. That's pretty much a given. There's like so many sentries in production right now, but once that Cybernetics core falls, I think, you know, we're basically going to see that these 4 sentries are all we're going to see for a while. We do have 4 gateways. We don't have warp gate tech, and now everything in the main has basically been completely obliterated. And I think we're going to see Delking hold here for the time being as soon as these lings are dealt with, but right now it's just he's losing so many probes. He lost 11 altogether, and if we actually look right now, he's actually in a very even-ish spot with his Protoss opponent, or excuse me, with his Zerg opponent. Zerg opponent's going to do, or excuse me, Miniraser is going to do everything that he can to basically make Delking's day just a little bit worse, and that includes destroying the last assimilator in the main. So basically everything is now dead in the main. The question is, how are we going to see Delking respond to this? He's already oversaturated at the natural, so I'm thinking he could kind of go into a 5-gate all-in sort of play, but it looks like we finally have the Stargate going down. Mothership Core's coming up here to clean up the lings. And behind this we see that Miniraser is actually going for his 3rd. Go back to the production tab, we actually see a Roach Warren being made behind this. So it looks like we have Miniraser with a plan. Maybe not a solid plan, but it's a plan nonetheless. We have +1 attacks being researched. Bad force field for Delking, and it looks like these lings might just have a chance to break in, but it looks like they're going to get a full surround on this Zealot first, and the 2 Zealots in here are going to be able to deal with the lings once they come in. Wow, that is the world's luckiest Zealot right there. 4 kills, took a huge group hug from a bunch of Zerg puppies. Sentry is just now getting out of the main. Delking re-expoing into his main, and I don't know. Like, let's just see where this game goes from here. Income-wise, we definitely see that Zerg is ahead. That's no big surprise considering we have a Protoss on a single base going up against a Zerg now on 3 base, 2.5 base because no workers have been put on that 3rd just yet. Natural oversaturated by 1 worker, main oversaturated again by 1 worker, and now we see the Hydralisk Den going down for our Zerg Zoro. And if there was any time for Delking to move out and attack, it's definitely now. I'm pretty sure he knows about that Stargate. Yes, he does. The Overlord spotted it, and now we have 1 Void Ray. Looks like we're going to have more Void Rays in production for Delking. And I just want to say, this is probably going to be, you know, if he can survive this, it'll be an amazing game. He's immediately going for his 3rd. After his main has just been rebuilt. He could put some probes on the main right now, and definitely his income would be miles better. And he's putting his opponent into a position that makes him supply blocked. We also have a probe going down here. I'm wondering if this is going to be some kind of a rapid expo play. With this being said, Miniraser is going to have to keep his eyes all over Delking, like all over the map, everywhere. And of course the Void Ray comes in here and deals with the Overlord, but the Overlord did spot the 3rd, and now we see that Delking is being forced to defend in whatever method possible. There we go. The roaches are now moving to what appears to be the third for Delking, and Delking is not that far behind in supply. He did actually force his opponent to be supply blocked for a few minutes, but now we have to see like absolutely beautiful use of force fields. 2 Hydras versus 3 Void Rays versus 2 Void Rays versus 3 Hydras. I think we're gonna see the Void Rays prevail. Time Warp going down, and the Void Ray killing a Hydra and then redirecting its fire on the roaches. You know, Delking doing it right, definitely, no doubt. When your opponent's on the retreat, you try and give them as much damage as possible. And now we have an Immortal. I don't think that's going to last too long against the Hydras and the Roaches, but of course we're going to have to see, again, meticulously careful use of force fields, as well as other things. Here we go. Looks like the Mothership Core is coming in to play, and very, very well at that. I don't know what to say. I think the biggest mistake that we saw Miniraser make earlier with that huge all-in Ling Assault would have to be the fact that he didn't do any damage to the actual probe count, and once he broke away, he was actually even with Protoss, and he still is even with Protoss in terms of worker count. This is actually making his production suffer just a little bit. He should actually be on 3 full mining bases. Instead, he's only on 2. And he's got a couple of workers on the main, but here we go. It looks like we have Delking forced to engage, and he's looking fairly strong so far. Most of the Hydras are too far back to actually shoot at the Void Rays. 1 will fall. What about the other one? We do have an Immortal coming down and tanking. Time Warp going down. The Zealots cleaning up the Hydras on the ground, and my god, Delking is the sickest Protoss I have seen in a while. Behind all this, we see that, you know, Delking's just continuing to macro up. Natural, kind of getting dry. Main, a little oversaturated. And now we need to see basically all 3 Nexi concentrating their saturation on the 3rd. And behind this, we have Zealots going in to attack the 3rd for Zerg. And there's only 1 Hydra here to deal with the Void Ray. That's not even going to get its shields off. The Prismatic Alignment doing so much damage to the Roaches. That's got to be the luckiest Roach I've seen in a while, actually getting away from that engagement relatively unscathed. So many Zealots on the ground. And now, what's going to happen here? It looks like the Zealots are going to be taken care of. They get a couple of drone kills, but only 2. And now we have the main force of Delking pulling back just as all these Roaches and Hydras come in. Even though the supply count is even, there's not a lot of force fields. There's only 1 sentry here, and now it looks like we have Miniraser moving his Hydras and Roaches into the natural of his opponent, while his opponent is cranking out more Void Rays. There's a total of 2 out now. Time Warp going down. Beautiful play by that. And the Hydras are now running back because they can't shoot Void Rays and Zealots at the same time. And there are now 3 Void Rays in the mix, and almost no Hydras on the ground except for these 4. And it's just a question of who's going to prevail, and it looks like slowly but surely it's going to be none other than Delking. There's a Colossus out, and now there it is. GG from Fnatc, Miniraser. I gotta say, this has been the most epic game that I have seen a Protoss never quit out of. You know, that was just, it was just too even. It was too neck and neck. It was too close. I couldn't believe it. So, if you guys liked what you saw, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button to this YouTube channel. This has been Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.